Yeah. Good day, fellow geeks. On this week's episode of Geeks of Azeroth, we're going to be talking about Heroes of the Storm, some new skins, some BlizzCon, and a new map in Overwatch. All that and more this week's episode, Geeks of Azeroth.
You're listening to the Blizzard Community Podcast, produced by geeks, for geeks. Welcome to Geeks of Azeroth.
Good day, fellow geeks. Hello, my name's Tarley. Welcome to the show. It's not transitioning. There we go. That was weird. Sorry, XSplit's being a bit of a problem. Right now it's only seeing you. I'll figure this out while I'm talking. Welcome to episode one. There we go. Welcome to episode 133 of Geeks of Azeroth. I'm Tarley. With me, as always, the loyal show host. We got Britzza.
Yeah, as always. You can't get rid of me yet.
Not yet.
Maybe on episode 134.
Zula is off meeting Luke Skywalker and Mickey Mouse in Disneyland in California, and Sleepy Gary is once again sleeping. So it's us two again. Sorry to bore you, but it is us two again. Britzza, what have you been up to?
You talking about Luke Skywalker reminds me that a couple of friends of mine told me like a few weekends ago, Mark Hamill was in my hometown recording like a food show for one of the UK chefs we got here. Huh. And it was just the weirdest thing ever. They were like, oh yeah, we just had like Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker just walking around Southend, which is just nuts. So hey, anyways, pointless segue, but I thought I'd mention it. My week in gaming. So I've been dipping out of Blizzard stuff lately, because I just think there's so much going on, like outside of Blizzard games right now. It's nice to dip into some Xbox and PS4 stuff. But in terms of WoW, I have decided that I'm fed up being poor. So I've thrown myself into full-time professional leveling and just grinding my way up. Tailoring seems to be the big one for me at the moment. I'm actually making a nice bit of gold off that, just making bags and random stuff. I've got to use those mats that we all get from Argus at some point. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. If anyone's got any advice on how to level tailoring up or some of the other professions, or if they've got any advice on just gold making in general, please send it over to me at Britzer_EG.
I always found that flasks was an easy way. Like being an herbalist, alchemist was a really easy way to actually make gold. I mean, especially like you find the time to sell them. Tuesdays is always, you make a lot of money off flasks when people are raiding, and on the weekends. And because usually people are too lazy to make their own, so it's not a huge income, you know. Like some people make a lot of money on the auction house, but it was enough to sustain yourself as a sustainable living, I guess you would call it in Azeroth.
I've got no living. Like all I can afford is like the repair bills and things like that. Like I know a couple of thousand gold is considered poor. That's what I have. I have about 25k gold between my four characters.
I'd say that's all right. That's sustainable. You're not rich by any means, but it's sustainable. You can pay for what you need.
But, you know, give it another 20 years and I might be able to afford that amount. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I think it's eventually going to turn out with me actually spending real money on it, which I'm not too comfortable with, because Ro tweeted out, I think earlier today, that it's the equivalent of like $45 in terms of token money. And, you know, is it worth Destiny? I don't know. I'm not entirely sure, but
I mean, there's the spider mount that's worth like what? I think it was like $200. I think if you
is it really?
Yeah.
Oh. See, that's the problem. Now that you can buy Destiny and BlizzCon virtual tickets with WoW Gold, everything has been put back in perspective. Yeah. It's so weird. Like suddenly there's stuff that just, I think the term gold sink is going to have to disappear, because people can't afford to waste gold anymore.
Well, I think eventually they should allow you to purchase BlizzCon tickets, actual BlizzCon tickets with gold.
Oh,
wouldn't that be awesome?
You can have double the amount of frustration not getting the tickets and wasting all your gold at the same time.
Yes.
So hang on, no, you've got to queue on the auction house to get the token, which will then allow you to go and queue up for the real ticket.
That would anger a lot of people. I mean, the ticket buying process already angers a lot of people. So
What about you, anyways?
Well, this week I've been having to work out of town now, which is unfortunate, but that kind of kills my gaming. As far as my laptop, I'm actually considering packing my desktop, just grabbing a whole other suitcase and just throwing my desktop in there so I can game in the hotel for this week. But my gaming is pretty much limited to what can play on my laptop or what I play at the weekend. So it's been League of Legends during the week and Overwatch during the weekend. So
awesome. And PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds is.
Oh yes, and PUBG. Lots of PUBG. I love PUBG so much. I finally won a chicken dinner, which is what it tells you when you win a game. So you're finally last man standing. Like, oh my god, it's such a great feeling.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's only like $20. So
that's like half amount. That's pretty affordable.
Yeah. Hello, Zerk and Discord Dario. Well, hello, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us in the chat room. Yeah, and of course, I've been, like I said, lots of Overwatch. Been on a huge binge. I climbed just in one day, like that I played yesterday, climbed my elo another 100 points. I'm almost to gold again. Oh man, awesome. Feels good. Feels good, man. So let's go ahead. Let's jump right into the show. Stop rambling about ourselves. We're not that important. We're going to jump right into news of the week.
Hey, we recording? Yeah? Okay.
News of the week. That's right. It's time for news of the week. No, Dario, I do not need any more hot sauce. I have ghost pepper hot sauce. So what we made a bet last week. I actually forgot what that bet was, but something that if I'm wrong, I'm going to have to drink the ghost pepper hot sauce. So
I don't know what we could have predicted because it would have been a BlizzCon predictions, and I think BlizzCon predictions are all off the cards now.
Oh, I know they totally are.
What's left?
Yeah, let's just jump right into talking about that. So, Heroes of the Storm came out with some huge news this week, announcing a new map and 2 new heroes. Yes, you did start that, Dario. They announced Volskaya, the map, which in its own looks like an awesome map for Heroes of the Storm. But then they announced Ana and Junkrat. Kujin, if you're watching the show, or Zeta, you were right. You called it. Both of them. I think you were wrong about the order. But still, like, this is huge. And this is 2 months before BlizzCon.
Less than that. Hang on, where are we? It's like 6 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah,
6 weeks?
Less than 2 months still BlizzCon. And we're getting this huge announcement. And plus, like, everybody's been talking about Deathwing joining the game. Like, people have been speculating for a long time. And in a way, yes, we're getting Deathwing in the form of the best skin I've ever seen for D.Va. I mean, that
called it.
Yeah. Technically, the community called it.
I think the community called it. The thing is, and I think someone picked this out perfectly, which is that the Heroes of the Storm team are just going meme crazy right now. Like, every single Blizzard meme is just getting brought into the Nexus. You know, Deathwing D.Va, Deathlord Jaina. I'm starting to wonder what else is there, because chances are, if it's out there on the internet, it's going to become a skin sooner or later.
Well, Leroy Jenkins needs to be in the game then. Like, he's like the oldest Blizzard meme.
I imagine he would be. Why wouldn't you put Leroy Jenkins?
His only ability is a charge. That's it. That's all he can do.
He just runs all the way down the lane, and that's it, and dies.
I can actually okay. So the current running theory for BlizzCon now is that it's going to be WoW centric again for Heroes of the Storm, just kind of like last year we had Varian and Ragnaros. They're expecting another WoW theme with a WoW map and just like a whole WoW event to correlate with coincide with the WoW expansion. So here's just an idea. Picture that it's a map, and Leroy Jenkins is part of the objective on the map. He's not a playable character, but he's part of the objective. And when you do set objective, then Leroy just charges down the lane of the map, killing anybody in his path and doing damage to the opposing buildings.
That would be awesome.
There you go, Blizzard. We do this all the time, but I'm giving you gold. Perfect idea.
And all the minions just need to be Whelps. It's easy to do that.
Yes,
And if you like fail to like, I don't know, you could have some sort of mechanic where if no one captures the objective in a set time, Leroy doesn't appear, but like 50 whelps appear, like in the enemy base. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. No, I mean, but back on subject here. I mean, this really did come out of nowhere, didn't it? I mean,
I saw it because it was just a Twitter post. Like, is that where we're at now? Like, screw Gamescom where we announce the event. Let's just announce an entire map and 2 new Overwatch heroes in a tweet.
Yeah. I wish they announced like the hero stuff yet. Like, have you seen? But I haven't seen any like details, I guess, about Ana or Junkrat, or even who's coming first for that matter.
No, I don't think they haven't fleshed it out. Details are coming, but they have shown the skins of Ana.
Right.
I think.
So I guess that kind of makes me think that she'd be coming first then, right? If they have her skins ready. We'll have the link. We'll have the link in the show notes here, and I'll put it here in Twitch chat as well. For you guys to follow along with what we're looking at, you can see all the skins. But yeah, I mean, so that's pretty much like her really good skin from Overwatch as well.
Yeah, the Shrike skin. I've got it in front of me. I can't remember what it's called, but I always think of it as like the Destiny skin.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't done a Destiny 2 tie-in yet.
Eventually, we'll probably get a Destiny hero in Heroes of the Storm. Let's be honest.
Jeez.
Blizzard said they wouldn't be opposed to it. They wouldn't
be opposed to it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it is weird. But yeah, we also have like really cool skins, as you can see. We got like the Russian Varian looks really cool. Destroyer Diva, as we talked about. I mean, this skin needs to come to Overwatch. I mean, doesn't it?
I would love it. I would love it, but Overwatch is Overwatch. I think the Nexus is where they bring these things together. I don't think they ever leak back out, but I know what you mean. It looks awesome.
Blizzard they've already said that they would do crossover skins in Overwatch eventually, now that they've established the lore and everything of Overwatch. And so if they actually do a crossover event or something in Overwatch, this has to come with that. I mean, it's just so good.
I'd love it. And funny enough, I tweeted out a poll yesterday about what other Dragonflight skins people would want to see. And,
I saw that.
Obviously, we've got Alistraza coming as a character at some point, which is really odd. People were screaming at Twitter, like, where's the Firebat and things like that. People thought there was going to be an order to these, but no, Blizzard's going to do it its own way. But going back to the tweet, sorry, I would love to see like a Ysera skin or Nozdormu, something like that. Just some interesting twists on existing WoW factions, but
just give them all to Diva too.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the map for a minute, the Volskaya map. So it's an interesting twist on control, like from Overwatch, where you have to stand on a point and capture it. It even has the overtime mechanic where if like somebody's contesting it, even at the like 99%, it goes into overtime before you can actually capture the point. So it's a really interesting mechanic there. But once you capture it, it's kind of like a mechanic like Dragon Shrine or Garden of Terror, where you get a controllable minion or a controllable thing. It's a giant robot like you see in the background of Volskaya on Overwatch. But it's a 2-person controllable mech, which is really, really interesting. And it looks overpowered as all hell.
Do you remember, Tarley, when we discussed on, I can't remember which episode it was, the Doomfist episode or something, whether 2-player heroes would work?
Oh, and
was it just Overwatch?
Yeah, we were talking about Overwatch, yeah.
Well, we're there now. I think we're starting to trickle down that route with heroes.
Yeah, well, I mean, we already had Cho'Gall, right?
Cho'Gall.
But now they've added...
No one plays Cho'Gall.
Right. Well, now they've added this as just a core mechanic to the map, and that'll be really interesting. I mean, I don't even know how you deal with it. I mean, just from the video it showed, of course, they made it look super powerful, but you can probably bring it down if you focus it, I would hope.
I guess.
I mean, you saw the map preview video, right?
Yeah. Obviously, it's taking up 2 hero slots, so you've already got an opportunity to focus on it. But the weirdest thing ever is just some of the... just to explain. So one person will control the movement, and they have various abilities that can do some damage, but are really aimed at maneuverability and getting straight up to enemies. the other player takes control of all the shooting attacks, and there's an ability which is like a charged up energy ball, and you throw that after a period of time. There's another one where you cannon you aim a like Gatling cannon with your cursor.
Yeah.
And this is gonna they're very different styles of controlling your ranged attacks. So I think it's gonna be interesting to see how well people play out to those, or which abilities tend to get used more than others. So.
Kale, that's an interesting question. Thank you for commenting there in Twitch chat. He asks, do you think if Cho'Gall got in the mech, would you need another person, or would both people from Cho'Gall start controlling the mech?
That's a good question. I have a feeling that they would just allow both those players would control the mech.
Yeah, that's what I think as well. That'd be really dumb if like the one person of Cho'Gall was just been sitting there, or they were both like controlling the movement,
and then it's like 3 versus 2 or 3 versus 5.
Yeah, that'd be really strange. I guess I don't know how to answer that question, Kale, until we play the map. We'll have to do some testing for science.
How do you control? I guess they haven't confirmed it, but I wonder how you control who gets what position. Like, is it the first person
in gets the movement, and the second person in gets the gun control. Yeah.
So we're going to have basically loads of matches where 2 people are waiting outside having an argument, saying, "No, you're going to take the movement. I want to do the shooting."
We see situations like that all the time with people not even hopping in the garden terror. So,
true.
But maps like this, I mean, this is still always a reason to play Heroes of the Storm versus playing League of Legends, for example, just because Heroes always add such interesting variety to the gameplay, and this is just another example of that.
Like the conveyor belts, just very quickly.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be mad. I don't know how. Like they said in the preview, that some of these are going to allow you to take advantage of certain hero abilities, while others are just going to really play against you. And I just sit here and think it's going to be chaos. Like, just to explain, there's all these conveyor belts around the objectives that just take you all over the place, and you have to constantly keep moving just to stay where you are, and you have to think about positioning.
And they're specifically like moving in certain directions. So like, you get on there and you're like, oh no, my team's dead, I got to try to run away, but you're running on a conveyor belt that's pulling you back into the point. So it's really going to make you think about positioning a lot more when attacking these points based on which direction the conveyor belts are moving.
Yeah, it's just going to bring back bad memories of the Team Rocket's lair in Pokemon on the Game Boy. Do you remember that? The teleport bad level?
Yeah. Oh no, I got PTSD.
That's what we need, Blizzard.
That. Thank you.
Teleport level Blizzard, make it so.
Yeah, I mean, it's all interesting. I think Ana will be. I'm guessing Ana's coming next. She'll probably be playable on the PTR very soon, I would imagine, with Junkrat then to be the follow-up hero. I'm interested to see both of them, how they actually end up working mechanically. I think Ana's going to be more interesting. Junkrat seems like he's going to be pretty straightforward. I think he'll probably transfer over pretty exactly from Overwatch to Heroes. Ana may be a little bit different. We'll see. I mean, can she just auto-attack teammates to heal them?
Well, you would think so.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking a lot of her abilities probably would translate, but... And also, it would be something new, wouldn't it? Because we don't often have a hero that can do both of those. That was the great thing about Ana in Overwatch. So I think bringing that to Heroes would be quite different, and that's what makes it interesting to have her in the game. So yeah, I'd be happy with all of her abilities coming through. Yeah, to be honest.
Well, everyone's favorite grandma will be hitting the Nexus very soon.
Everyone's hottest grandma. Maybe.
Yes. Wait. No, sorry,
Wait,
I didn't agree to that. Next bit of news. So BlizzCon had a big pre-event happen at a pre-show for BlizzCon 2 months early. I don't know. It happened just on the 15th. It was a couple days ago, where they announced for the first time since the polar bear, we're getting BlizzCon mounts, and you can get them with the virtual ticket, which you can buy now and get the mounts in-game right away. These mounts, I don't know. There's been a couple people I've heard message me that they thought they were silly looking, but I think they're awesome. First off, first mounts for BlizzCon in years. I mean, it's just been Murlocs forever. So we're getting mounts again, but I think they look so cool. You either get a Zeppelin or a airship, a miniature version of those. It's super cool. What do you think, Ritz? Have you logged in? Have you...
I
Tried out
haven't
your
got
mount
it
yet?
yet.
Oh.
I need to pick up my virtual ticket, but I absolutely love them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say called it, but I remember when we talked about like the Naga expansion and flying airships over the world,
I like exactly what we
stole
meant.
it. I like to think Blizzard stole our idea.
I did see a picture on Reddit of somebody just sitting their mount in the water and said, "I'm ready for the next expansion."
Yeah. Definitely, but that's I think they're brilliant. Like you say, the Murlocs were a cool thing to do, but I don't think I've ever summoned any of my Murlocs since I got them. Like I'm not I'm not a Battle Pets guy. Yeah, they're nice to have, but these are like actually really useful. Like really, really useful stuff. They're 2-player mounts. So, you know, not only is it a mount, it's a great way of just being able to mess about with your friends and things like that. And you know, they're iconic ships. So I'm pretty happy with that. And what surprises me is the number of people who were saying I wasn't going to buy a BlizzCon ticket, but now I'm going
like
to
literally bought one for the mount. Yeah, it's a $40
which
mount.
is $40 mount exactly. So we've got like people who refuse to buy certain mounts because they're $45 on WoW tokens. We've got other people who bought a virtual ticket just because of the mount. Yeah. Like
maybe there's also the incentive that they haven't announced it or confirmed what they are yet, but you will get a Hearthstone card back. You always get a Hearthstone card back. You'll get I'm sure some kind of banner or set of wings in Diablo. What other Blizzard games are there?
With Diablo, you think?
They usually, there's usually different looking pair of wings that come out. You know, StarCraft portrait, maybe skin. Maybe you'll actually get a skin in StarCraft this year. Now that they're actually amping up the skin production.
And maybe a voice pack. That would be cool.
Right. Yeah, voice pack. What have they been doing for heroes for BlizzCon the last couple of years? Has it just been a portrait?
It's been portrait and I think a mount, maybe.
Oh,
I've been a mount.
And then, of course, Overwatch will probably get a skin. I really hope the Overwatch skin this year is better than last year's. The BlizzCon Bastion. It was kind of underwhelming. You could barely even see the word BlizzCon on it. It was just silver and blue. Come on, Blizzard. Let's get something. Let's get something awesome. BlizzCon Diva.
What would you... Actually, no, I'll save that for when we get into more about BlizzCon goodie bags. But I think definitely something more than a skin for Overwatch would be better.
Yes, a hero, an exclusive BlizzCon hero.
Okay, well, I was going to go around like early access for a map or something like that. But yeah, maybe just like your BlizzCon hero is like just the.
It's you. You go to BlizzCon, you get scanned into the game, and then you play. Come on, Blizzard, make it happen. It's possible.
You've got one ability.
Cheer. You have cheer and boo. Well, let's talk about the BlizzCon goodie bags. Yeah, let's talk about that for a minute here.
Here we go. Okay.
So the BlizzCon goodie bags are out again, available to purchase for everyone. It's it's the least exciting BlizzCon goodie bag ever. I mean, it's a backpack. We've gotten a backpack already. I still have my BlizzCon backpack from previous years, but all right, I'll take it. And inside, you just get a little one of the little pop figures, and some pins, and some badges. Oh, Blizzard, come on, man! Last year we got the Stein, and we got the die, and the dice. We got the blow up hammer, and now we get a little pop figure, and a backpack, and we don't get it for free. For attending, we still have to pay for it.
Was the last one free?
Yeah, every year subsequently, every goodie bag has just been given to attendees.
Okay.
Now this one, the least exciting one of them, we don't even get it for showing up.
So it's something literally that is there to celebrate BlizzCon for everyone. It's not it's not something for you that they then extend to everyone else. Okay. Sorry, I'm just looking through some of the stuff because they've got two versions. They've got the goodie bag, the basic one, and then they've got the epic version, which just seems to have like a murky pin.
It
and
seems like it has two of everything.
Yeah, well, actually, yeah, they just added another set of collectible pins, another blind vinyl, and another backpack hanger.
I swear you could cook an entire Thanksgiving dinner based on the salt that is pouring off of me right now about this.
Right, let's talk about the contents of the bag first. So, like you say, the 10th BlizzCon had all this crazy stuff in it, and admittedly, someone not going to BlizzCon, or who didn't go to BlizzCon at the time, I should say, I looked at that and thought, Jesus Christ, I would pay a good amount of money extra to get hold of that. But I see what you're getting at with this, because it does seem a bit, how can I put it, like, just a bit trivial, I think is the word I'm looking for. Where what are you paying for? Pins, I'm all for. Pins are definitely something I can see people collecting. Badge icons, yep. The backpack hangers, I'm not sure even what they are, but oh no, I see what they are.
Little things to hang off
like keychains.
Yeah.
And is everything Overwatch themed?
That's what it seems like. Yeah, I mean, yeah, everything seems like it's strictly Overwatch themed, which is really, surprising as well.
Okay, you do get a $10 discount with a BlizzCon 2017 virtual ticket. It says virtual ticket though.
Yeah,
I don't know if that includes you.
Well, no. See, I actually have my ticket. We just got our base tickets emailed to us this week.
Awesome.
And so here it says, with this barcode, you have access to the BlizzCon virtual ticket, BlizzCon in-game goodies, and the BlizzCon Goodie Bag discount.
I'm
Tarley McCormick called. They want the salt back. No, it's mine. So let me read. This year you'll have the option to purchase a goodie bag at $10 discount. Wait, I didn't actually read the parentheses. In addition to the goodie bag you'll receive when you arrive at BlizzCon. Wait, what?
Have you not read your email?
I haven't.
So do you actually get it?
Is this a separate goodie bag, or can we just literally buy multiple goodie bags?
It seems like you've got a discount to buy a second goodie bag.
Okay, I can retain some salt here. I didn't actually fully read the email. There was a bracketed section there. So I don't have to pay for my goodie bag, but still,
that doesn't stop it being rubbish, in your opinion.
Right? It's just it's not rubbish. I mean, I think the backpack has to be the best part of it. I mean, it's a BlizzCon backpack, so that's neat. But the contents of it are just kind of lacking compared to the last several years.
Do you feel any better about it now you're not paying for it?
Yes.
Do you now kind of feel like it's the best thing?
I'll take it. Sure. No, it's not. Last year, it's going to be really hard for them to ever beat the contents of last year's goodie bag. Let's be honest. Last year's was the best.
But it was the 10th anniversary,
right?
And to play to Blizzard, they are going to have, they're going to have so much stuff there, anyways. And I totally understand about getting all of that for free in the past, but I guess they got to think. You got to think about the event and the cost of the event and all this stuff. You're having the biggest convention this year they've ever had. They've got a brand new room in the Anaheim Convention Center and everything. Right. So I guess, and not to be all analytical about it, I guess maybe this is part of the cost saving to try and make the actual show better. Maybe
make BlizzCon great again.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. And also talking about people buying the BlizzCon goodie bag, that goes into Blizzard's pockets, which can keep BlizzCon running, I guess, because, they got to make money off of it.
Oh, I'm sure they make money off of it on the first day of ticket sales. But
True. And, Hearthstone and all the other games aren't necessarily, drying up.
I'm just going to pull up a calculator here, do a rough estimate. Hold on, read Twitch chat here. Tarley is new Vader. He finds new BlizzCon bag lacking. Watch out for force checks. Yes. I find your lack of goodies disturbing. I'm just gonna pull up a calculator here and just do a rough estimate of how much money Blizzard made on ticket sales alone. I'm gonna a rough estimate of how many they sold during each round of sales. So
okay.
We'll do.
I feel this is going to be a depressing amount of money.
So, if my calculations are correct, based on the idea that Blizzard is bringing in 30,000 people for BlizzCon this year. That's a rough estimate, being that there were 20,000 or 20 to 25,000 in previous years.
Mm-hmm.
They've made $6 million off of ticket sales alone.
They brought in 6 million.
Brought in $6 million.
And then I'm wondering, I can't imagine, and I'm not going to try, but renting the Anaheim Convention Center for 2 days. It's just the 2 days, isn't it? I guess you've got to rent it for longer potentially because you've got to set up everything. But yeah, that can't be cheap. Generally, I imagine it probably costs about $500,000, maybe.
Well, and so say 20. Let's say Universe taxed them 25% on every ticket, the ticket seller. So they're still at $4.5 million. The venue,
take a quarter of that for the venue.
Yeah, quarter of that for the venue. So minus 0.25% again, or 2.25%. Whoops, whatever. It's an astronomical amount of money, over $3 million still brought in directly to Blizzard.
Yeah, and can you blame them?
I mean, so ticket sales alone, I think. So now they do virtual ticket. Imagine the money they make off of that, and now selling goodie bags, and then of course all the sales they have on goodies and products while they're there, merchandise. I mean, that storyline is always packed.
Of course it is.
Any amount of money I go to BlizzCon with is going to be gone on the first day, guarantee.
Don't take money, I guess.
You're missing the point, Britzza. Now they're forcing us attendees to spend more money this year because of lack of goodies in the bag. We just have to buy it at the store. Because a lot of times you can go there and you have all this swag from the bag, and you're like, oh, I don't need to buy anything at the store. Not this year.
But that's the thing.
We're broke Tarley.
Yeah, and that's the thing with that $3 million though. Like that $3 million has to pay all the extras that go on with the show, and your goodie bag is part of that.
That's true, and pay all the employees that are working the show. There's a lot of that,
and all the freebies and things like that they'll be giving out and stuff. So, yeah, it's.
I can't imagine that BlizzCon isn't profitable for Blizzard. I mean, I'm sure it's an expensive event, but I think Blizzard probably walks away with money every year.
It's got to. There'd be no point. Like I say, there'd be no point doing it. But if it wasn't making money, then Blizzard shareholders would say, why are you doing it?
Yeah.
And ultimately, they're the ones Mike Morhaime has to follow orders from to an extent. So, but I guess changing the topic. So at the moment, there's nothing you get at BlizzCon that I can't buy, potentially.
Well, no, at the store. Like, there's nothing I get for free that you can't buy. We'll say that. But there are exclusive things that you can only buy. Like, there's the BlizzCon store that you can go to online, but there is specific stuff there that you can only get there. So if that makes you
like that.
Yeah. Well, and like little plushes or T-shirts, like exclusive T-shirts, stuff like that you can only get at the convention. So there is a bit of exclusivity there, but you do have to pay for it.
Okay. So that's where I was going to go. I know we talked about this on previous shows, probably like every year, about exclusive goodies for people who attend BlizzCon. Do you think there should have been something in that goodie bag for BlizzCon attendees?
Yes, I do. And there may still be something. We don't even know yet. They could surprise us with something. But yes, I've thought this ever since they started selling the goodie bags, that there should be something exclusive for attendees. But
I can see Mike Morhaime sending the email just to put a big bag of salt in the bottom of yours.
Yes, fine.
Just go, and it's just gonna be full of salt.
The whole backpack just filled to the brim with salt.
And just a picture of Mike Morhaime flipping the bird at you. Well, actually, he'll get Jeff Kaplan to do it.
Yes, that
it will hurt more coming from Jeff.
It would. No, Papa Jeff, no. I mean, just as a matter of exclusivity, let me grab it off the wall here real quick. I'm stepping away.
Oh, we're exploring into Tarley's room. I was expecting him to fall over.
I have my canvas print of the BlizzCon gear last year. You couldn't get this anywhere else except for BlizzCon, and there was only a certain amount of them there. So, I mean, you can buy this poster, but this is like a canvas, nice frame. So that was exclusive. That was nice. And it even has like a thing of authenticity on the back of it.
Oh, nice. I wonder what this is. That the key art? Then?
Yeah, that's the key art from last year. So, I mean, hopefully, yeah. If they have something like that again for next year, I would probably spend the money on it.
Just keep an eye out for Tarley, people. If you're attending BlizzCon, he's going to be laden with swagger.
Yeah,
and with no money.
Gold chains just hanging off me.
Getting that Blizzard swag. That's how the dev team turns up, isn't it?
Yeah. I fund half of Blizzard. I think we had this conversation a few weeks ago. Between me and Gary, we fund half of like Blizzard entirely.
Was it in the thousands by the end of that conversation?
Both of us were, yeah. Multiple $1,000 spent to Blizzard. Hashtag love us. Speaking of gold and rich and all that other stuff, you had something on that for the discussion of the week, so didn't you?
Oh, gold.
Yeah.
Yes.
So well, actually no, I'm skipping a news topic. We're not jumping into discussion of the week yet. And on one last thing on BlizzCon, be sure to listen up when we get closer to BlizzCon, because we will cover everything when it comes to like the band that's playing, when they release the schedule. We cover all of that as it's announced, and then the week before BlizzCon we always do our BlizzCon pre-show, our predictions, and of course we will be there. Me and Gary will be at the convention, and we will have a live episode from the show. So always stay tuned for that. I'm always excited for BlizzCon. It's going to be awesome. Last bit of news to talk about, though, this week. Junkertown, the new update for Overwatch, and bringing the new map, plus some really interesting balance changes. That is coming out this Tuesday, September 19th. We'll have a link to the video in the show notes for you, but probably by the time the show goes live, the update will probably be out. But honestly, I mean, I went on the PTR, I hopped around the map. I think the map is so cool. Have you seen it at all, Brits? Have you?
I've watched the map preview, so I've seen it.
It is very reminiscent of something you would see in Borderlands, especially the first one.
Yes, definitely.
And I really, really like it. It's just super cool. You can go around. There's so much detail in this map. I mean, every nook and cranny has like, this is an actual town, and you actually feel like it's its own culture of junkers, and it's just so fleshed out. And Blizzard said in their preview for the video that they're really hoping to explore the idea of the characters from this, including the Queen. Papa Kaplan even made emphasis on saying that. Like the Queen of Junkertown, her throne is even a big part of the map. So there's a lot of theory now based on that idea that the Queen of the Junkers is the next hero.
I was going to ask you that because there's about 1 minute 24 into the preview, you see the poster of the Queen, and she looks like a pretty awesome character. She's got like a bit of a Zarya vibe to her, I guess, mixed with that Borderlands feel. So I think that would be pretty cool as a way to introduce her. We've got the map, we've got the lore. Why not?
And in another interview with IGN, Papa Kaplan even said that Hero 26 is very playable and fun in the office right now. Though I can't imagine he'd say the character is unplayable and just awful. So.
Which is probably the state it's in at the moment.
But no, I mean, but he said it's not coming as soon as you think. So I don't know what Papa Kaplan meant by that. I mean, were people thinking it's coming before BlizzCon, or are we not going to get a hero announcement at BlizzCon?
It's not coming as soon as you think. I suggest we spend the next 50 minutes breaking down every single word in that sentence.
Every syllable.
Because it's got to reference a map or something. The way he said it, did he put on an accent? Was he wearing a hat? I don't know. Welcome to the Blizzard community, people. You know, like he wears his jackets and these t-shirts.
Yeah, you know,
but there are people out there who read into those.
I think he was glancing over the guy's shoulder, so that is a sign that he was staring due west, and due west means 5 o'clock, and 5 o'clock minus 10 equals January. Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Which is the beginning of the year, and the beginning of the year it's always cold, which means May-linked characters coming out. It's Snowflake! Snowball, rather. Snowball's the new character, people. We confirmed it.
Confirmed it, Snowball. we really snowballed there to get to that answer. But yeah, so maybe the Queen. I don't know what Jeff Kaplan was referring to there. I would hope an announcement at BlizzCon, but maybe not. But yeah, the patch is coming on Tuesday. I'm honestly more excited for the balance changes, I think, than the map. Just because it's the new Mercy is so drastically different, and I'm so excited. No, Tarley, you're revealing it all. Bail out. Sorry. We just unveiled their whole plan for BlizzCon.
But I guess not getting into a big discussion about it, but it does lead to the question about what is BlizzCon going to have in store, because we thought there was going to be a drought. We thought this was it for 6 weeks, and then everything was going to come out. But if the hero's not coming as soon as we think, and we're getting Junkertown this coming week, then presumably we'll get the next map. But what else?
I mean, last year we had the huge patch, like the biggest patch to Overwatch since it came out, that was announced at BlizzCon last year. So we had Sombra announcement, we had the whole arcade revamp announcement at BlizzCon, where they announced like the 1v1 and the 3v3 and the new map for that, and the new custom game modes, and Sombra were all revealed at BlizzCon, right? So there's potentially to be an entire new system to Overwatch announced that we don't know about or have even theorized about yet. So there's room for that. Obviously, there will be. I mean, since there is 6 weeks, they needed heroes to come to keep their pace with hero releases for Heroes of the Storm. So they announced them in a really big way. But there's still definitely room for big announcements at BlizzCon for Heroes of the Storm. And of course, I still think World of Warcraft is going to steal the show. So with the expansion announcement. But more on that later.
Yeah, lots to look forward to, though, and that's the thing. There is still plenty to look forward to, and every year, it's the things you don't expect that are the things that get announced.
I know Gary's still like crossing his fingers and toes for a new game announcement. I still think that's very unlikely, but always a possibility for a surprise.
Who knows?
Yeah,
who knows?
But yeah, the patch on Tuesday. Definitely looking forward to that. Because we have the new Mercy. She's going to be super viable, I think. Now, again, I mean, I'm Mercy main anyway. That's how I've been playing competitive. But now, so even more, just being able to res on a 30-second cooldown. Oh, lovely. And Diva. Diva's getting a huge change. Just her shield will stay up a lot less. It's like 3 seconds, I think, is all you can hold it up with a 7-second cooldown. So she.
Oh, jeez.
But she has a new ability. She has like new targeted missiles that she can fire while moving. While flying, so she's going to be a lot more aggressive, I think, instead of just to stand back and shield everything. It's going to change how you play Diva. She's my favorite tank for sure, so we'll see if she's viable or not after the change. But all that's coming out on Tuesday. And so now we can move into our discussion of the week. I almost played the 20 question sounder. Wouldn't have fit.
And then he swooped down from above. I tell ya, you should have seen the size of those wings. I swear, Borondax could hardly cut through a gnome. What's a Drenna anyhow? Can I drink it?
Discussion of the week.
So it's time for discussion of the week, and Britzza, you had a good discussion topic for us. Why don't you let us know?
Right. I won't try and form this in my head as I go. No, I've got it. So this links back as well to some kind of the discussion we talked about in regards to the. I keep forgetting, is it the Lightforged mount or whatever? I don't know what it is, but that mount.
Yeah. The
so
500,000 gold mount.
Yeah. So this was something that Ro from Realm Maintenance. Great. If you've heard of our show, you've heard of his show. But if you haven't, definitely check it out. Some great podcasts on there. But he was talking about the value of the mount, and I was sitting there thinking, well, is it the case that having Destiny 2 and virtual tickets as something you can purchase on with gold effectively, does that mean that there's more scrutiny on what we spend our gold on? And how is that going to change the WoW economy and what we normally sink gold into? Like, before this, people would sink their gold into other mounts or I guess mounts and transmog items and things like that. They would just raid the auction house and just spend willy-nilly. But now we're at the stage where we are comparing the value of a mount to Destiny 2. full games, full expansions, entire viewing experiences over several days. And the virtual ticket has all those extras as well when you think about the value of that. So I wanted to ask you, like, what do you think having this gold system, but what has it done for gold, like being able to buy things on Battle.net, and do you think it's making us more, are we scrutinizing what we buy with our gold even more than we normally do?
I'm not quite sure about the scrutinizing thing, but honestly I think it's a good thing for the community, for the WoW community in general. Because Blizzard's not taking a loss at it, because you pay $5 more than what for a token than what the gold is worth, an example. So Blizzard always has a $5 cut basically of every token sold.
Yep.
So there's a profit for Blizzard in it. And as long as that's the case, I think it'll always be supported. And I think it's actually a really good way. I mean, there's, I don't want to call anybody out by name, but I know several people who just have a financially tight situation, right? They just kind of live paycheck to paycheck, but they play WoW. And that's kind of their thing. And whenever a new game comes out or a new thing comes out, sometimes they don't have the money to buy it, or buy a new hero on Heroes of the Storm, or buy card packs in Hearthstone. But ever since Blizzard has implemented this system, it allows players like that, a way to actually engage further in the Blizzard community, and not have to just shell out a whole bunch of cash that other people have the ability to do. So I honestly think it's really good. This allows a reward for people's investment in the game, because they're bettering the WoW economy, because they're spending the time, they're making the gold by investing in the WoW economy. They're keeping the WoW economy up, and then they're able to then just be good for the Blizzard community in general. They're paying for stuff in their own way and playing other Blizzard games. And honestly, I think it's a great ecosystem that Blizzard has created this way, and I hope it is fully supported and stays for a while.
Definitely.
I may have stumbled over my words there. I hope my point was clear, what I was trying to say.
Yeah, no, it does. And I totally agree with that. I think it's a great system, because, like you say, not everyone has the disposable income. Like we joke about how much we've spent on WoW, but there are people, we're idiots for spending that much money.
That's true. Yeah.
So, and you're right. People don't have that disposable income, especially if they've got families or something.
And yeah, Dario does really cut out gold farmers as well. It has really just destroyed that market.
And I tell you what, seeing the death of that economy, that market, was probably the best thing, because gold farmers, I mean, just the amount of spam you'd get.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't been whispered by a gold farmer in, well, I think it's fair to say 8-9 months. I think there's still one or two hanging around trying to beat the system. But yeah, the best thing to get rid of in WoW. But to play devil's advocate, do you think the system that we have is going to put pressure on people to spend more time farming gold and trying to exploit gold farming systems in the game in order to fund their Heroes of the Storm activities, and buying other things like, imagine DLC for Destiny and things like that?
Yeah.
Do you think it puts pressure on people, like unfairly puts pressure on people, to play more WoW and not play the game, but just grind gold from it?
Yeah, you could definitely say that. People who feel like they like people who pay their WoW subscription through it, for example, like that's how they pay for WoW, is through WoW tokens. So that definitely adds a bit of pressure. Like, it's almost like WoW becomes your job at that point. If you are an avid WoW player, but you use the tokens, then that puts the pressure. You have to make sure you're making your gold. You got to be making your 123,000 gold, at least. I think is what they're at right now, something like that. You got to make your 120K so you can pay your sub, and that's just for that. That's not including then the gold you need, for other aspects of the game, or if you wanted to buy a different Blizzard game, stuff like that.
Because that's where I feel I'm broaching. Like, I talked about leveling up my Taylor because I don't want to be poor anymore, and I'm chasing them out, and I might end up buying the whale tokens to get it, and I don't overlook that I'm in a position where I can fork out a few quid to be able to do that. But what I don't want to do, regardless, is get into this system where I'm playing WoW 4 hours a week, 4 hours a day, or 15 hours a week, just trying to gold farm so that I don't have to pay for my heroes or something like that. Because then I'm not playing the game. Like you say, I'm working to, how
and that is fun to some people. Some people like that,
Yeah. Totally. I think it works great, but it's whether it can be negative and have some sort of negative connotations to it that
I mean, to your point, I guess my argument to your point, I mean, because it is a very valid point, you're very right, because it will encourage this idea that you have to farm for it. But in the sense that it is now that you can consider WoW Gold an actual currency to pay for real things, then shouldn't you have to work for it? Like, if you can use it, I mean, you can use it to buy anything on the Blizzard store now, including virtual ticket. You should have to earn it, I would say, if you are going to use it as a legitimate currency.
Which I guess is getting to where I think I'm heading, which is, do you think that more people are going to start treating WoW as a job now?
Maybe if WoW could pay for your real life stuff other than Blizzard stuff, like, can you pay your rent with WoW tokens? I mean, maybe you could work out a deal with a landlord who plays World of Warcraft, and then that would be really interesting.
Not necessarily paying your rent, but what if you were becoming, you could get into a situation where, right, I'm farming lots and lots of gold, and you come up to me and say, listen, I would love to buy Destiny 2, but I don't want to pay $60 for it. So you could go pay someone $20 to go farm all the gold and send it to you, and then you to convert that into WoW tokens to then buy the game.
Well, then you would have to really start thinking about how much your time is worth.
Exactly, but it's fair to say some people's time is worth what it is to them.
Yeah. Whew, this feels like a rabbit hole. Like we could really go into.
We won't go too far, but that's what I wonder, whether is that the next farming market, where people are offering Blizzard products at a discount effectively. So like, you could go buy your virtual ticket for however many dollars it is, but listen, I'll offer it to you for half price, in so much that I'll give you the gold for the WoW tokens if you pay me the money, so to speak. I imagine the situation would be Blizzard would have to start introduce a system to clamp down on it, but theoretically, I can't see a reason why that couldn't happen now.
That is interesting. An interesting idea. I just feel like, I don't think there's enough of a market for it, because I think people would always try to market themselves too expensive, and then at that point, people would just pay for a WoW token.
Yeah.
So you would have to say offer less gold for less money. I don't know how you do it to actually compete with what the WoW token itself does. It just doesn't seem like it'd be very viable. You'd have to offer more gold for less money, I guess, is what you'd have to do.
In a sense, yeah, it wouldn't be worth what Blizzard could obviously offer.
You would have to be offering higher amounts of gold for less money, like 500,000 gold for $20, for example. So to even compete with the idea of what a WoW token is, and then at that point, I don't know. It's interesting. I just don't see a lot of people doing it now that there is a legal means of purchasing gold and doing stuff like that in the game, because doing that then goes back to what gold farmers were doing in the first place and breaks the terms of service. And we're just seeing a lot less people doing that. And when people do it, they're getting in trouble by Blizzard anyway, like the people selling raids for real money, for example. So,
I think, Dari, you probably hit it on the head as well. Just looking at the Twitch chat, it's, the system ultimately is there to allow you to do what you want to do. So you can pay cash or grind gold, and it's that perfect balance. And I guess with any perfect balance, you can imagine where it would be exploited. But I think you got a really good point that, is it worth people's time? I don't think there's enough people who don't value their time enough to try and exploit a system in that way yet. I don't know, but yeah. And it also, I guess, the other thing that makes me think about this, like the Twitch cheering system, like you can pay to cheer. So in a sense, you pay to get effectively a virtual currency, which then turns into a real currency for the teams that you're cheering for. And that has made me think, well, compared to the WoW system, I know they're very different, but a couple of dollars here, is it worth what, you've got this kind of conversion system, I guess, going on in your head in terms of what your money can buy for digital products. And I think that's something we're going to see in the next couple of years, is something's going to have to bring it all together. But hey, now I feel like I'm losing my thoughts, so I'm going to stop.
All right. Well, that about wraps up our discussion.
Let's get out the rabbit hole.
I mean, that's a very interesting conversation, though, to really discuss WoW and Blizzard in general as its own economy and ecosystem. But without further ado, we'll jump into the final section of the show. Since it's just Britzza here, Twitch chat, we're gonna need your help to help Britzza answer. It's time for Blizzard 20 questions.
Geeks of Azeroth, the moment has arrived. Have you studied the lore? Studied the lore? I am the lore! It's time for Blizzard 20 questions.
That's right, it's time for Blizzard 20 questions, where there's 20 questions, and I will answer them all no. It's usually how
Usually
this
how it
works.
happens, yeah.
I will go ahead and start. We will let the questioning begin. Yes, there we go. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay. I feel like I need to give a 15-second pause between every question to allow Twitch chat to catch up, but I won't. I'm going to steam on ahead and say...
This one's not going to be too difficult for you, Britta. I'm going easy on you this week.
Cheers, I need it. Is it from World of Warcraft?
No.
Is it from Overwatch?
Yes.
Okay. I'm looking at the Twitch chat. Guys, you might have to anticipate where I'm going with this. So it's going to be a really oddly delayed show. Is it a character in Overwatch?
No.
There was a pause there. Is it a map in Overwatch or location?
No.
Is it... It's not a person, it's not a place. So presumably it's an item in Overwatch. Okay. Is this item... I should probably look at which question I'm up to. Is this item carried by a playable character?
I don't know.
By playable, I mean in the game currently. Okay. So we have we seen it used by a character?
Yes.
I should have said it used by a playable character. Is it used by a playable character?
Yes. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one.
Cheers. You're so kind. Twitch chat, you're going to help me out? No, Twitch chat's going to leave me to hang up and dry on this one. Yeah. Screw Britzza. He doesn't like gold. Right. So, used by a character. Okay. Did we see this item in a cinematic?
No. What? No.
Okay. Is this item a weapon?
No. No.
No. Okay.
I don't... No.
I think I know where we're going with this one. Is this...
Or I'm just saying something to confuse you.
Yeah, I can imagine you do that.
I do that a lot, actually.
Yeah, you
Fake
do.
Confusion.
It's actually from Heroes of the Storm, isn't it? You've just been lying to me this whole time.
No, I never lie, but I can make it seem like, I don't know how to answer that question.
Is this item used to heal or buff heroes?
Yes.
Woohoo! I'm gonna just go take a punt quickly. Is it Mercy's staff?
No.
Okay. Okay, so...
Okay, I was giving you fake confusion. It's definitely not a weapon. I knew that if I did that, though, it would send you that way.
I would just get a complex by the end of the show, Tarley. More of a complex than I already got. So it's used to heal. So what else could it be? So it's not Anna's. Is it used by a female character?
Yes.
I've got to narrow down the characters.
You're gonna be mad at me when you hear the answer to this one.
Oh,
Come on, Twitch chat, help him out.
okay.
I know you're there. I can see you there.
I can see them there as well. They are quite literally watching me suffer. So it's used by a female character to heal. So I feel like I should know this, but you have to remember my Overwatch knowledge is not as firm as I would like it to be. In so much that because I'm trying to think of a particular character, my brain is not letting me think of anything. So female characters. Oh no, that's a weapon. No, hang on, I'm thinking two-dimensional on this. So was this item in the game when Overwatch first launched?
Yes.
Okay. So used to heal. That's what's throwing me off a bit now.
You're gonna be mad. You're gonna be mad. I can just tell.
I'm struggling to think. Items used to heal. I'm sure, like, people listening are screaming out in the streets, scaring nearby passers-by as they scream out, "It's this thing!" Stupid Britzza. Okay. Am I allowed to have a list of heroes to support me, or do I have to do this off the top of my head?
You didn't. I didn't say. I'll give you a hint. I didn't say it was exclusively used by a female character.
Okay, now that's got me thinking a different question. So,
that alone should really help you out. Just thinking.
Yeah, it
that
should.
Way. I'm trying to go easy on you since you're
by yourself.
yourself.
I know you are. Is this item found? Hang on. I think I know what it is, but I don't want to go down that rabbit hole and then like get to question 18 and realize it's not that thing. Then again, if it takes me 5 questions to get down that hole, then it's probably the wrong thing anyways. Is this like a health pack?
Yep.
It is a health
it's
pack.
a health pack.
Oh, I was going to use some strong language there. Held myself back.
It is a health pack. Congratulations, Britzza.
Woo!
All
Overwatch
right.
Pro confirmed. My nose all the law.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening. As always, you can check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, and right here on twitch.tv/Geeks of Azeroth. If you're watching the stream today, thank you very much. Remember to follow us so you can always know when we're going live. We've been streaming a little bit when we can, and we'll try to do that more often. You can check us on Twitter at Geeks of Azeroth. You can find me at Tarley_pause with a Z. Britzza, where can we find you?
You can find me at Britzza_EG.
And you can always contact the show with messages, questions, shoutouts, hatred for health packs. Send all of that to Geeks of Azeroth, EG@gmail.com. And remember to check out epicgeeks.co.uk for all the content we create. Otherwise, see you same time, same place next week. Everybody have a great week in your Blizzard gaming. Bye-bye.